Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and we have an amazing video to show you today, and that is the Novritsch LTS system. So the Novritsch laser targeting system, we're currently packaging it as a full set, but in the future they will be available in separate sets so you can increase your amount of targets that you can play with. But we're going to go through each box, unbox it, show you each individual part, how it works, how it can work individually or as a full set, the calibration, the turning on, the setting up. We've gone through it all. We've found all the little hiccups that we've gone through, just making sure this thing works. So we wanted to pass all that information onto you to make sure that when you get it, you can just unbox this thing and have a lot of fun with it. The main idea of this is the fact that it is a training or a practicing or just a bit of fun that doesn't involve firing BBs out of your platform. So you can do this indoors, outdoors, absolutely anywhere. But if you just want to have a little target and a little practice or a little bit of fun, or if you want to start working on your reload speeds or transitioning or moving from room to room, this thing can do it all. So there's 3 different parts of this, and they're all independent. They don't talk to each other or anything like that. It is just a laser target system. We've got the laser in the little plastic box. We have the 3 hit targets, and we have the single timer target here. So if I shift these over to the side, we will look at the laser first. So with the laser, it does come with a few extra parts inside it, including a CR123 battery, a muzzle device, and a spare screw. One thing that we did notice when we were setting this up, obviously, if you leave the batteries in this, they will drain. There is a constant draw, so leaving it in overnight, you will probably kill the battery. So in the packaging, these do come inside the laser, but there is a plastic protective cap on this side of the battery. It's quite difficult to see. So peel that off, put the battery back in, and it will function as normal. The battery compartment is in the back, so you can unscrew this, drop the battery in, and there are multiple functions to go through. If you don't know which way the battery goes in, on the bottom there is an indicator as well. So on the bottom you can see that pointing away from the door is positive and in is negative. So putting that in like that, screw it back together, and you are good to go. Obviously you can see there is quite a large knurled screw on the side for ease of sort of attachment. If you're going to throw this on and off an AEG onto a pistol, various different things, if you're going to swap it around, it's probably best leaving this one on because it's quite easy to just sort of screw it on and off with the spring-loaded attachment. If you're wanting to attach or put this in a holster or a quick draw or use Novritsch's open holster, you can remove this and add this screw instead. Again, it's got a flat head, so you can just remove this screw and add this one, keeping the spring in place so you do have the spring tension. The other part isn't for the laser. This is for your AEG. As you can see, there's a small hole in the front and a 14mm counterclockwise thread that way. It's been suggested by Novritsch that when you're running this, obviously there's no BBs going through the platform. So with your piston and all the gearbox functioning, you've got a lot of force hitting the front of your gearbox all the time with no restrictions. Normally, it's slowed down. You get a bit of back pressure from a BB or anything like that. So this goes on the front just to slow the piston down so you're not getting that permanent whacking on the front of your gearbox, because too much dry firing, and this is a lot of dry firing, if you're going to use this a lot, has the potential to maybe damage the actual gearbox case itself. This is there to protect that. Also makes the platform a little bit quieter if that is necessary to not upset people in your house or next door. So controls on this, there is a button on the bottom. So pressing this for 3 seconds turns it on, and then you will have a little laser turn up just here and then turn off. On the back, there's 2 little switches. This is a way of just flashing the laser on and off, and if you press and hold it for a period of time, the laser comes on. So what this is for, this isn't for when you're using the system or hitting the target. This is so you can zero it. So you're not having to shoot, see where the laser is, adjust. You simply attach this to your platform, make sure your weapon is already zeroed to where you're going anyway, and then move the laser to your red dot. There is a left and right adjustment here, and an up and down adjustment there. Clicking the button again turns it off. On the bottom, there are other instructions as well for calibrating. So if you click this 3 times, you'll see there is a slow flash followed by a rapid flash. What you do is, whilst this is attached to your platform, when it flashes rapidly, you pull the trigger and it will go back to slow. Again, once it goes fast, pull the trigger, and every time it flashes fast, you fire a shot, and then this is listening to the noise. So you want to be adjusting this or calibrating this in a reasonably quiet room or roughly where you're going to be using the target system. So this system knows the ambient noise that's around you and then the difference in the noise of your platform. It also works on a little bit of vibration. So if you do have an extremely quiet platform, which we've had, so we've used it on one of the bolster tuned, and the gun was too quiet for this to activate. So again, you can move it back close to the gearbox, various different places. We've found that it works really well on the G&Gs or anything with a sound hog. So make sure your weapon can be set up to just be a little bit louder than it wants to be. So things like a Mark 23 or super quiet AEPs or things like that might struggle to activate the laser. So just so you're aware when you're running this thing. So once you've set the laser up, we then have the triple target box. So again, there's 3 targets in here. You will need the laser to activate the targets or the timer, but you don't need the timer and the targets. These 2 are separate items. The laser is the only thing you need to make these work. So this does come in a box of 3, and each one needs AAA batteries. There are no AAA batteries included in the packaging, so you will need to provide some yourself. So once you've got these out, it's a very, very, very simple setup. There are 2 settings on these. On the back, there is a switch here, 0, 1, and 2. So on setting 1, the front will light up with 5 blue lights, and every time it's hit, one of them blue lights will disappear. Once it goes all the way around, all 5 will return. So again, you could set these up in different places and just do a run around targeting. You don't need a timer. You could shoot it, reload, shoot it again, put them in different rooms. Just set up a course of fire that you want to practice. Go from transitioning, oh, can I hit that target? Transition, hit that target, and just practice, practice, practice. If you're wanting something a bit more random, you have number 2, which is called whack-a-mole. So again, this is another bit of practicing. So each one will start as green. And then once it goes blue, you can shoot it, and then it goes back to green again. It is completely random, and they're not connected to each other in any sort of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything. It's a random timer inside that changes the color. So you could have all 3 turn on at once, or you could have none of them turn on for a few seconds, followed by 1, 2, 3. You could have the same one turn on multiple times. So again, it's just a practice thing. You can have these set up in different rooms, but what they do is before they change color, they beep. So if you have these in 3 different corners of a room, you're listening to the beeps, you turn in, reacting, you're shooting, and again, you can have multiple ones. You could even have them in 3 different rooms or have barricades between them, put them under a sofa or under a box, so when you hear it, you've got to lie down, get into a different position. And again, it's just an idea of practicing, moving transitions, sling work. You could even then have a pistol if you wanted to have 2 of the laser systems and swap between and just have a bit of fun with it. There's no sort of set way to set these up. They're not inbuilt with games. The entire process of the target systems is however you want to play with them. So very easy to set up, simply a screw, put the AAA batteries in and set it to either the 5 target or the whack-a-mole version, and you are good to go. You can even mix it between. So if you have one that's just got the 5 targets and you can say every time I hit one of the whack-a-mole ones, I'll automatically go back to the center target, wait for another one to go random, fire back to the center, fire back to the center, and you've got a game in itself. So you can completely invent your own games with this. There's no inbuilt system to tell you exactly how to do it or what is right or what is wrong. It's entirely how you want to set this thing up. To add a little bit more of urgency, we do have the timer target. Again, you do need the laser system to activate this. You do not need the targets to use this on its own. So again, as you can see, the main difference is there is a timer on the bottom. Flipping it over, again, we have number 1 and number 2. So number 1 is the hit start version. So as soon as you hit this, it will be a color on the front. As soon as you hit it, the timer will start immediately. So what you could do is you could shoot it, reload your weapon, shoot it again, and you'll get a time of how long it's taken you to reload your platform and go from there. If you go on to number 2, there is a delayed start. I think it's about 5 or 6 seconds. So you shoot it, it will count down, so there's a little circle that goes there. That gives you a time to reholster a pistol, put your rifle down with a magazine in a different place, or disassemble something and have a bit of fun with it. Once it goes to 0, the timer starts. You can then get a buzzer, rebuild whatever you're doing, draw your pistol, shoot anything you want. So if you then combine these two systems together, what you can do is you can set this up to the delayed start with these set up in different rooms with the whack-a-mole version or the targets, and you can decide on the game that you're playing with your friends or on your own. So you could have the shoot to start version set up here, and then we're on the whack-a-mole version. So as soon as you start this, it then comes to this, and every time it starts, and you, between yourselves, you go get to 10 targets and then shoot this again. It's just a bit of fun. What you can also do is these have 5 targets on them each. So shoot to start or shoot to delay. Once the timer starts, shoot, 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 and keep going through all 3 targets in any order you want until all 5 are reset, and then hit this. Again, the world is your oyster with this thing. You can set this up how you want. Set it up as a sort of a process of order between rooms, up and down, left and right. If you've got them set up in a weird angle, if you don't have that much room, you could set them up like that, so you're having to move around the targets rather than having to move around a building. You could set these up in a small room, big room, your entire house, the entire sort of system is up to you. So what we are going to do is we are going to take these upstairs. We've already set up a platform to show you how it works. We've zeroed it, we've set it up. We're going to put some batteries in these, set them up upstairs, and just show you a couple of the options and physically how it works, like visually, so you get a bit of a better idea. So join me upstairs and we'll do a bit of shooting in a bit. Hi guys, so you join us in the shop. We have set up the G&G with the Novritsch laser, and we have a full target one-on-one game that me and Sam are going to have a little tryout. So as you see, the green target on my left is the start target. We've got 1 up by the figure 11. Number 2 is by the sign. Number 3 is over by the big advertisement. Number 4 is over by the range. Number 5 is just sat above Pete. Number 6 is just above the bolster armories, and then we have to hit the timer again to shut down the game. Obviously, this is just something we've made up. You have free reign to do it as well, but we're just going to have a go each and see who gets the fastest time. .13.
Let's see if
Sam's got to beat it.
That.
No pressure, Sam. No pressure. Keep going. You're doing really well.
$10.89. I will take that.
I think Sam's had more practice than me, hasn't he? But yeah, you could set this up how you want, guys. So if you want to run the target system, just run the targets on their own. We've just randomly set this up and thought we'd have a little bit of fun. So as long as your platform has enough sound or vibrations to activate the laser, you can build whatever you want. And even if you want to come in this Saturday, this target system will be set up and you can have a go yourself.